Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and SK Macharia, the owner of Royal Media Services, one of the biggest media houses in the Republic of Kenya, and one of the key financiers of Raila Odinga, held a meeting at Statehouse in Nairobi. That meeting at Statehouse was so confidential to an extent that, as at now, not a single photo of SK Macharia and William Ruto meeting at Statehouse has actually emerged online. But a photo emerged from Emmanuel Talam, who made this post. This is Emmanuel Talam. Thank you, Chairman. I am forever indebted to you. You gave me a chance to be what I am today. Ole Itumbi. And he shares the photo, SK Macharia at Statehouse. Now, what do you think was the objective of this particular meeting? Because in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. And that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Let me go through Dennis Itumbi, because he also made some post some 2 hours ago. This is what Itumbi posted. Because after Kenya started talking about this particular meeting, Itumbi then now came out, and this is what Itumbi is saying. State House Press Secretary Emmanuel Talam hosts SK Macharia of Royal Media Services at State House, Kenya. Then he tags Citizen, which means, according to Itumbi, SK Macharia never met Ruto, that he was hosted at State House by Emmanuel Talam. Let me tell you the truth. The truth of the matter is that there is no way SK Macharia can leave whatever he was doing to go and meet Emmanuel Talam. Cannot happen. The only thing which can happen is that SK Macharia can place a phone call to Emmanuel Talam and tell him, come to my office. Emmanuel Talam will run. The other thing is that William Ruto and SK Macharia can convene a meeting, and then SK Macharia would definitely go and meet Ruto. And because Talam worked for Ruto, that's why they met there and took photo. And what Dennis Itumbi is trying to project there is that there was no meeting between Ruto and SK Macharia. The truth of the matter is that there was a meeting. So in this video, I want us to look at the details of that particular meeting. Before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And I want to thank everybody, those who wished me well because I was unwell, those who sent me coffee, and of course you can also do the same using the numbers you are definitely seeing on your screen. Now, without any further ado, let us head straight to the reasons why Ruto and SK Macharia met at Statehouse. For the record, SK Macharia is one of the billionaires from the mountain. For the record, SK Macharia can operate without government. He has done that before. And for the record, SK Macharia is probably meeting with Ruto for political objectives. But for me, the first reason why they met, this meeting took place, in my view, is that William Ruto has embarked on a charm offensive mission on media. Remember, there's a goof which happened between Moses Kuria, NTV, and it was also fueled by Rigathi Gachagua. So the media in the Republic of Kenya actually ganged against William Ruto. And there is a big fear in William Ruto's camp, and I once opined on this platform, that the biggest fear in Kenya Kwanza is that if the media will not be on their side, if the media will not be able to relay their narrative, if the media was going to focus on the negativity about this government, then they're going to find it very rough. And the fact that there was that fallout between NTV, one of the biggest media houses in the Republic of Kenya, and And then we are also talking of Citizen, because previously they had issues. Kenya Kwanza has always had issues with Citizen TV because SK Macharia was publicly supporting Raila Odinga. Then it would mean that they were not going to have very good coverage. So in my view, this meeting between William Ruto and SK Macharia is about media and government, how they can work together. That's my thought. So Ruto and SK Macharia met. SK Macharia probably told him what they think as media owners, and Ruto probably sent him to the owners of the other media stations on how they can actually work. So for me, that is the main thing. William Ruto is on a charm offensive mission. He wants to try and bring the media back to government. Remember, William Ruto is a student of Moi. He understands the politics of Moi. So that's number one. Number two, which I think most of you are not seeing, there is the element of Mount Kenya Foundation. Mount Kenya Foundation is a group of Mount Kenya billionaires. These billionaires supported Uhuru Kenyatta's government fully. They supported Kibaki's government fully. And these are the individuals who actually control the state, the economy of the Republic of Kenya. This Mount Kenya Foundation publicly funded Raila Odinga. They can make life very difficult for any sitting president. Since William Ruto took over, one thing William Ruto has tried to do is to try and dismantle Mount Kenya businessmen. And it's not proving to be successful. So the thing is, either the Mount Kenya Foundation send SK Macharia to go and meet with Ruto to discuss the future of Mount Kenya Foundation, or it is William Ruto himself who has decided to reach out to Mount Kenya Foundation with a view of seeing how they can work together. And if Mount Kenya Foundation were to leave Raila Odinga, I don't know how things will go. And probably I also see William Ruto playing politics because Mount Kenya Foundation is firmly under the grip of Uhuru Kenyatta. So if Ruto were to remove them from there using people like SK Macharia, then it would mean Ruto would be able to isolate Uhuru Kenyatta further, because Uhuru Kenyatta is no longer having the members of parliament from the mountain, the governors and the senators, probably the people, but now he still had the support of this foundation. So I'm sure that Mount Kenya Foundation is something which might have been discussed. And in fact, I'm also not sure whether this meeting was only between SK Macharia and Ruto. Because for Talam, he might have taken that photo because SK Macharia was his former boss. What if there were other two or three individuals who accompanied SK Macharia to this meeting? And because the meetings were highly confidential, their photos were not taken. You can't prove. So that's number two. Number three, I'm also convinced that Ruto is also keen on trying so hard to cripple Raila Odinga financially. There are forces, people with financial muscles around Raila Odinga. In fact, I've always explained to you guys here that there are certain individuals, politically speaking, they don't bring any value. But when you look at it critically, they bring something to the table, which is finance. And with finance, you are able to move from point A, point B, point C, and D. Now, there's a thinking within William Ruto's camp that Raila Odinga is not doing all these things he's doing, sustaining the mandamanos and the rest, as Raila Odinga. That someone is fully behind Raila Odinga. And that someone could be Uhuru Kenyatta and the Mount Kenya Foundation. So he's trying to cripple Raila Odinga by trying to target some of his key allies and rally them towards government side. For example, if today SK Macharia were to announce that for him, he's no longer going to be in Azimio, he's going to work with government, do you know how it's going to affect Raila Odinga? Big time. Media coverage, a lot of things. In fact, in the last election, the person who was running the tallying center for Azimio was SK Macharia. So it means he would, Raila Odinga used to use his chopper most of the time. So for me, I think William Ruto has now decided that Raila Odinga is adamant, he can't manage him. So he's going to try to go to Raila Odinga through his allies. either to work together or to cripple him. Number 4, in my view, is Azimio demonstrations. You know, there's a wave of Azimio demonstrations which are coming up. And William Ruto and his team realized that as much as Raila Odinga, and as long as Raila Odinga and his team were still enjoying media coverage, there was no way they were going to stop those mandamanos from gaining traction amongst Kenyans. That's why in the last mandamano, for those who remember, William Ruto and the team decided to destroy that media vehicle. Because as long as that media vehicle is blackout, what else? The entire country was in dark. So there's a fear that Azimio demos, which is likely to begin on the 7th, are going to be successful. Almost all parts of the republic are willing to join. And what of if the media houses were able to relay? From Kirinyaga, Nyeri, you go to Tharaka Nithi there, you go to Katwana. You know, I don't know how many people are from Katwana there. I love that place, huh? Though a bit dry, but I love the place. You know, you go to Lamu, media houses bringing all those stories. That would be very bad for Kenya Kwanza. And for me, that is also one of the reasons why these guys are not willing to let media be on Raila Odinga's side. So I'm sure during this meeting, they were told, boss, this is what you do. As much as Raila Odinga and the rest are having their mandamanos, please be considerate. So that's number 3. Number 5. Number 5, something is also convincing me that SK Macharia, and to some extent, the tycoons who supported Raila Odinga, are trying to make peace with William Ruto. You know, most of these people are in business. Why do you think they were supporting Raila Odinga fully like that? Probably because Uhuru was in power, they were working with Uhuru Kenyatta, and they were sure that Raila Odinga, with the support of the deep state, was going to easily become the president of the Republic of Kenya. That did not happen. Simple thing. Make peace now with the current president. Let your businesses thrive. And lastly, this is perfect, but I don't rule it out. There is also a possibility that SK Macharia is actually being used to mediate peace between Uhuru and Ruto, or between Uhuru, Raila, and Ruto. Someone somewhere has decided that these two guys have to work together. So the only person who can go between them is, let's have SK Macharia meet Ruto, come back. And probably that explains why this meeting is highly confidential, explains why these meetings are highly secretive, and that explains also why no photo has actually been shared. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. If you watched the video up to this stage, please just know wherever you are that I value you, I respect you, and say hi to me, and say hi to all your friends. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.